hoping that City of Souls and Sinners is not putting me back in a slump, because that would really actually piss me off. This book just really stuck out to me. It was calling my name. It said, read me, so I answered the call. Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my September cramming vlog. So of course, thank you to the icon behind this video idea, Miss Jane Agaton. Don't know what I would do without you, girl, but literally this video concept is one of my favorites, usually because I feel like it helps me really try to jam pack as much into the next like few days as possible. So it is currently September 24th, so we are 7 days away from the end of the month, and I have had a pretty good reading month this month, but over the last few days I have been kind of slacking a little. I haven't really had a whole lot of reading happening in my life, so I figured why not pull out the camera and try to binge read as much as I can in the next 7 days. I do have 5 books left on my September TBR, so I would like to potentially get through them in the next 7 days. So I feel like 5 books in 7 days is doable, and especially considering only one of them is like super chunky. The rest of them I feel like are pretty short-ish, and I feel like could easily be read in the next 7 days. I just have to get through this first book, which is City of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards, and I am not very far into this book at all. I'm literally on chapter 3. I am on page 38. I started this book 3 days ago now and have literally only been able to read 30 pages. I've been so busy at work, and even like at home I've had homework and stuff to do, so I just have not had time to pick this up. But I'm hoping that me starting this video makes me start to prioritize my reading a little bit more over the next few days. I will say I do have an exam that I do have to take tomorrow, so I'm not sure how much reading I'm going to be getting done tomorrow, but I am off this Friday, so I'm hoping that I can get a lot of reading done this weekend. Now, as far as today, it is currently at 5:16 p.m. I do have a book club this evening at 7:30, so I want to try and get as much read in that time as possible. However, I do have a video that I need to finish editing so that way it can go up tomorrow. And I feel like I've said that to you guys in the last couple of videos because I've been waiting until the last minute to edit. So love that for me, but that is something that also needs to be done as well. So I have like 12 minutes left to edit in this video, so I'm hoping that that won't take me very long, and then I'm planning on picking up City of Souls and Sinners. So, and then hopefully reading as much as I can of this until it's time to go to book club. So that is my plan for now. I'm gonna get to editing, and then I'm gonna get to reading, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Hopefully very, very soon with some updates. Happy day 2 of this vlog. So I do not unfortunately have any reading updates for you. It is currently September 25th and I am still on the same page that I was on yesterday when I updated. When I said yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna read for the next like 2 hours before book club. Yeah, I didn't do that. I literally like did some doom scrolling, and now it is Thursday and I am officially done with all of my responsibilities for the week. So I am done with my work week, and it was an absolutely brutal work week. I've been battling a headache all day today and just so busy at work, like so busy to the point where I have not even been able to listen to my audiobook while I'm at work, which is absolutely insane. And I mean, like, I have not read a single page since Sunday, and it is currently Thursday. So that tells you anything, like that is how busy at work we've been. And then also too, like coming home and just not having the mental capacity to read anything. It's honestly very like terrifying for me, but I am not gonna do any reading tonight. I wanted to come on here and give an update and like let you guys know that I'm not gonna do any reading tonight. I feel like this cramming vlog is starting off very not great, but I'm hoping that during the weekend it starts to really pick up with my reading. So tomorrow I don't have any plans. I need to probably go get some gas in my car, but other than that, like I literally have plans to stay in the house literally all weekend and do nothing but read and rot. Like that is the goal. Like I have plans to really cram as much reading into this weekend as I possibly can. And so with that, I will be starting of course with City of Souls and Sinners, and I definitely want to get a majority, if not all of that book read tomorrow. So I'm basically going to be treating this like a 24-hour readathon, and I'm basically just going to be reading as much as I can in as little time as possible. So I really want to get through my TBR this weekend, but I also want to allow some room for mood reading as well, because I have been in a romance mood here lately, and so I'm definitely wanting to see if I can find like a really good romance as well. So, but I don't know, that is it for now. I'm probably about to go to bed. It's like almost 9 p.m. like it's 8:49 p.m. so 10 till 9, and I am so tired. Like my head is starting to hurt now from all of the events of today, and yeah, I'm literally about to just go get in the bed and go to sleep, because that is like the type of day that I had. I also had to come home after my very stressful work day and take an equally stressful differential equations exam. So love that for me. I have 2 semesters left. That's what I keep telling myself. I'm like, after this semester, I only have 1 semester left and then I'm done, and I'm ready. So that is my update for now. I'm sorry it's not a reading update. I definitely had hoped that I was going to have more of a reading update than I do currently, being 2 days into this vlog with 5 days left in the month after this one. And yeah, just not going how I wanted, but I'm hoping that the rest of the weekend and the rest of this vlog really starts to look up. So that's my update for now. I'm gonna go to bed and I will talk to you in the morning, or like when I have an update sometime tomorrow on City of Souls and Sinners. Hello, good morning. So I know that I said yesterday that I probably wasn't going to leave the house today. Well, I have changed my mind. So literally I'm doing everything in this vlog but reading, like, but I am planning to listen to the audiobook of Gods of Souls and Sinners while I am running around. So I am about to go get some gas, put in my car. I did want to also grab a coffee, and then I did need to go to Barnes & Noble. So that is what we're about to do. It is currently 8:50 a.m. So Barnes & Noble opens at 10. So I want to be there like right when they open, because I really only need to go in, grab 2 books. I'm only looking for 2 books and check out and leave. Like, not trying to stay for years and years and years in there. I'm not trying to look around and do all of that. I'm literally just trying to go in, get what I need, and come out. And also I need to get gas in my car. It is going to take me around 15-ish minutes to get into town to the gas station that I want to go to, and then another few minutes to go grab coffee. So I'm hoping by that point it'll be around 9:30. I can head to Barnes, and then if I need to, sit in the parking lot for a few minutes and read on my Kindle. So that is my plan for this, and then hopefully I can run in, and then hopefully I can be back home by 10:30. I'm hoping to be gone no longer than an hour and a half. So that is what the plan is. I am gonna go let Navy outside so he can go potty before I leave, and then I'm gonna grab my Kindle, my purse, and everything like that, and then I'm gonna go head, get gas, get coffee, go to Barnes. So, and then we will really start the cramming for this vlog. I promise. As soon as we get back, I'm gonna sit down, read, and I'm gonna read all day. So I'm gonna go so I can come back, and I will talk to you guys soon. I am now home. It took me longer to get home than I had thought, because I did end up making an impromptu stop at the Apple store, and it was by far the worst experience I've ever had at the Apple store ever, and it really honestly just really pissed me off. So love that. But I am now home, of course, and I did do some listening of the audiobook of City of Souls and Sinners while I was out. I made it to page 61, so I was able to listen to about 30 pages of this. I'm now on chapter 5, but now that I'm home, I am planning to just be home, and I want to to sit down and try and see if I can finish the rest of this book today, which granted, I'm right here. So I still have a lot of the way to go in this book. So I don't know, but I think if I really just sit down, hunker down, I can really knock the rest of this book out today. So that is the goal. And especially now that I'm home and have my Kindle, I can sit here and read this. So that is what I'm going to do. And I will update you guys a little bit later once I have some updates on City of Souls and Sinners, let you guys know where I'm at in the book. Okay, I've taken a minute to calm down now that like, because when I tell you guys that experience at the Apple store really pissed me off. And hopefully you guys saw where I was kind of out and about earlier, because I had taken some footage on my phone and I got a new one, and I'm not sure if that footage will be on this new phone after a couple hours because of what went down at the Apple store. So there could be footage, there could not be footage. You guys will know. As of right now, I don't know. Right now it's looking like there won't be any footage because I think it's gone, but I don't know. But anyways, the books that I got at Barnes & Noble. So I ended up getting Catabasis or Catabasis. Not exactly sure the correct pronunciation. I've heard it both ways, but I ended up getting this first print edition with the sprayed edges, I guess. They did have like the non-special edition one, but I really liked the foiling on this one, so I decided to grab this one. And this is my book club book for the month, so I picked that up. And then I also ended up picking up Alchemized by Sin-Lin Yu. I'd been seeing this all over the place. I heard everyone saying such amazing things about it, so I wanted to pick it up. I did download Manacled before you could not download it anymore, so I do have that on my Kindle as well, but I did want to pick this up. This book is so heavy. Like honestly, both of these books are like very heavy, but this one is very heavy. And I just got the hardcover edition, and yeah, I didn't realize there was anything on this and gold foiling on the hardcover, so that is cute. But these are the two books. I literally was in and out, like they were both at the front of Barnes & Noble. I literally walked in, saw this one, said yep, here for this, and then walked a little bit further and saw this one, said yep, here for this, grabbed both of them, and was in and out like I said that I wanted to be. So love that. That was fun. And yeah, so now that I've like calmed down a little bit, I'm still really upset, if I'm being so completely honest, like with that experience. Like that was literally the worst experience ever. Oh god. Oh okay. Anyway, so I'm hoping that I can like calm my mind down, and so that way I can do some reading. So I might try and see if I can take a nap or something. I don't know. But again, y'all, this cramming vlog, there's not a lot of cramming happening at this point, but so I'm hoping that it's currently 12:36. I'm thinking I'm probably going to make some lunch and just kind of sit here for a second and hopefully just do some like deep breathing. And hopefully by 1 o'clock, I'm ready to really sit down and read. I'm gonna grab my Kindle so I can sit on the couch and read. That is what I want to do. So I'm gonna figure out lunch really quickly, and then I will sit down with my book. So I keep saying that, but like we're gonna make it happen for real this time, I promise. All right, it's a little bit later, and this is not the update that I was expecting to give. I thought I was gonna talk to you guys when I was like around halfway through City of Souls and Sinners, but unfortunately I'm only on chapter 9, which is page 109. I think that I will be putting this down for the moment because I just don't think I'm in the mood for this right now. I will probably try and pick this up again tomorrow, but just for today's sake, I have literally been trying to do literally everything that I can except read this book. So I'm thinking that is my sign to put it down for the rest of the night, maybe, and try and pick it up tomorrow. Maybe I need to read a different sort of fantasy before I try this one again. I don't know, but I am still trying to cram, right? Of course. So instead, I will be picking up a romance book for now. So I'm picking up Rush by Maya Banks. This is book 1 in the Breathless trilogy, and I'm hoping that this will be better for me. It's not as long, it's definitely a lot shorter, so I'm hoping that this will be a quick read that I can read in one sitting and finish before the end of the night tonight. So this is where I'm moving towards. So I am getting ready to start this here soon. I am sitting down to eat just a little bit of dinner right now, and then I'm planning on picking this book up. I was able to get the ebook from my library, so I do also have the Kindle version of this as well. So I will probably go back and forth between the physical book and my Kindle book, but I am hoping to read this in one sitting. So that's where I'm at. I think this is more of like a darker romance. I think this is a Why Choose, maybe? Okay. I mean, yeah, if it is, then that's, I feel like perfect probably for the kind of book that I've been looking for recently. So we'll see. But yeah, I am going to start this now. I think this is like a billionaire romance, so I'm super excited about that. So I'm gonna start this and I will talk to you guys once I have an update on Rush. I have been sitting here, I've been reading Rush. I am just over halfway. I'm on chapter 24, which is page 235. And this book is such a like quick read. I feel like it is just, yeah, just a quick, easy read. Like the back of the book is basically what you're getting. So it is a millionaire billionaire style romance between this girl named Mia and this guy Gabe. He is her brother's best friend and business partner. There is a 14-year age gap between them. I know that I originally said that I thought this might be Why Choose. It's definitely not. Like, this trilogy is following each of the 3 guys in this friend group. So Gabe, and then Mia's brother, and then their other best friend. And so obviously this first book is following Gabe and Mia. There's a 14-year age gap between them, so it is an age gap romance. And essentially Gabe hires Mia to be his assistant, but it also kind of takes on that like 50 Shades style where he like presents her with like a contract for her to sign and that kind of thing. And then it is very like smutty after she has then signed this contract, essentially like allowing him to take possession of her in a sense. I don't know. I don't want this to sound too weird. Like, yeah, anyways, but yeah, it's very, very, like, I would say so far it would be like a 5 chili pepper. Like, yeah, that is where we're at on the spice scale. There is quite a bit of that happening. So definitely very reminiscent of 50 Shades. I feel like this also too came out around that same time period, so it kind of makes sense that this is similar to that. But I don't know. I mean, for the most part, like, it is your very standard like office romance, and he's like the co-owner of a company, and now she is his personal assistant while also being like the sister of a different co-owner of the family or of the business. So yeah, that's literally all it is. Like, Gabe and Mia now have to figure out, I guess, how they're going to eventually tell her brother that they are romantically involved, which as of right now, like being halfway through, like you can tell that they are starting to develop feelings for each other and it's no longer just like a sexual relationship. But I have a feeling that there's going to be a miscommunication at the end over their feelings for each other, because I just feel like that is standard in this type of book, and I feel like that's very predictable. And so if that does not happen, I will actually be pretty shocked, because I feel like that's what's gonna happen, is that she is going to confess her feelings for him, and then he's going to end up being like, oh well, you signed a contract, even though he knows that like he's also like in love with her, you know? Or like they'll profess their feelings for each other and then her brother will find out, and then he'll have like a whole fit, and then they'll start feeling guilty about why they can't be together, like that whole situation. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm a little bit over halfway. I think I'm around 60-ish%. So I can see myself finishing this evening. It is currently at 9:30 p.m. So I think I probably have at least another hour to hour and a half left of me reading this. So we'll see if I end up falling asleep to this or not. But I am starting to get a little sleepy. I did not take that nap that I told you guys I was gonna take earlier. So yeah, it's starting to, the events of the day are really starting to hit me, and I'm ready to go to bed soon probably. So that is where I'm at. I'm definitely gonna read some more of this, and if I finish it tonight, obviously I'll let you guys know. But if I don't finish it until tomorrow, of course I'll let you guys know that as well. But I might talk to you guys again tonight, and I might not. So we'll see. Obviously, I'll talk to you again once I finish Rush. It is 11 p.m. on the dot, and I just finished Rush by Maya Banks. I don't really know what I want to rate this. I'm thinking probably like 3.5 stars. I feel like it was pretty good. Very like standard. I will say, if you are looking to check this book out, definitely check the trigger warnings. There is a trigger for attempted sexual assault in this book, so if you are sensitive to that, definitely make sure to go into this book with some caution. I will say, I feel like Gabe did not grovel enough. He did not crawl like she told him to, because they're at the third act breakup, right? It was, you know, your standard third act breakup, and she literally tells him, she's like, if you want me back, you have to crawl. And no crawling was really done. Like, I feel like he groveled, obviously, but I feel like he could have done more. For the amount of money that he makes and for the type of person that he is, I feel like he could have done more, but he didn't. And they ended up getting back together anyway, and now it is happily ever after. I will say that I feel like I would continue on in the series. I think like if I'm ever in need of like a little palate cleanser, or if I'm looking for something that's just gonna be like really quick and spicy, then I definitely would continue in the series. So, but that is another book down off of my TBR for the month, so that's exciting. I am getting ready to go to bed probably, and I will see about picking up City of Souls and Sinners again tomorrow. I just think about how I like just finished Rush in this one sitting, and how that was like nearly 400 pages, or like just at 400 pages, and that could have been 400 pages that I read in City of Souls and Sinners, which would have left me probably around like 200 pages left for tomorrow. But I just could not, like, I'm just not in the mood for this book right now, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. There are still a couple of books left on my TBR for the month, so fingers crossed I can, you know, knock this one out. This one is the thickest on TBR. Everything else is a little bit shorter, so we'll see like what I get up to the following rest of the days of this month. So, but yeah, I just figured I'd give that update. 3.5 stars to Rush by Maya Banks, and I'm gonna go to bed, and I will talk to you guys in the morning. As you guys saw, I made myself a coffee, and I am sitting down to read City of Souls and Sinners. I still don't think that I'm in the mood for this book, but I am going to read 100 pages and then reassess, see how I'm feeling, and if after 100 pages I'm still just not really in the mood for this, then I will switch books. So I'm hoping that if I can do like 100-page sprints, then I can make it through the other 600 pages that I have left to go in this book. So I am about to start reading. I am going to sit here and drink my coffee and read my book for the next 100 pages, and I will let you guys know how I'm feeling once I am around. Oh, it's exactly 100 pages for the end of the chapter, so when I get to chapter 17. So I'm on chapter 9 now, and 100 pages from now I'll be on chapter 17. So if I am not feeling it, I will let you guys know, and then we will reassess. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get into reading, and I will talk to you guys here in a little bit. to know at like 10 a.m. this morning when I was like, oh yeah, like I'm going to read City of Souls and Sinners. I'm gonna read 100 pages and then I'll update you guys when I'm done with those 100 pages to see if I want to continue on or not. Well, it's currently 6:10 p.m. and I still have not read 100 pages in this. I've only read like 22 pages in this book. I'm very bored by this book at the moment. I just cannot get it together enough to want to pick this up. I feel like maybe next week, but for now, it's just not happening. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it down for now unless I get the urge to pick it back up. So I will be pausing this probably until Monday. It's currently Saturday. So I'm thinking maybe Monday I can try again, but for the rest of this weekend, I want to just start over, have a clean slate, try and read as much as I can from the stack that I'm about to tell you about and not have this brick holding me back because I feel like that is what's kind of happening right now. So let's talk books on my TBR and then other books that I have on my radar that I potentially am probably going to prioritize over the books on my TBR. So first we've got Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh. This is the 5th book in the Boys of Tommen series. I fear this might be a little bit too sad for me right now in this moment today. So probably won't be picking this up tonight, but this is on the TBR. We've got Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Again, I fear this one might be a little bit too sad for me at this moment in time. So probably won't be picking this one up today either, but that's not to say that like maybe tomorrow I might pick that one up. And then we've also got Servant of Earth by Sarah Halley. This is a fantasy book. This is, I'm assuming, the first book in the Shards of Magic series. I don't know how many books it'll be, if it'll be a duology or if it'll be like a full series, but I know this one is a fantasy book that has to do with like magical trials. So that sounds kind of up my alley, but don't really know how I'm feeling about fantasy right now. But this is the last book on my September TBR. So those are the only 4 books that are left on September TBR. Now, as far as other things to be reading. So I've got Bourbon and Secrets by Victoria Wilder. I feel like I might be leaning this way, but this is the 2nd book in the Bourbon Boys series. So I'm feeling like this is a very big contender. So I just love this cover also too. Next, we're starting to dive a little bit into my fall TBR. So we've got People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This one is a pretty short book. I feel like Hannah Bonham Young always gives me bangers. So I'm hoping that this will be no different. Next, I've got Warrior Princess Assassin by Bridget Kimmerer. I've never read anything by Bridget Kimmerer, but I've heard that this is a poly fantasy romance and I fear that is exactly up my alley. So this has been drawing my attention recently, so I could be persuaded to pick this one up. However, it is fantasy, and like I said, I don't really know how I'm feeling about fantasy at this moment. And then we've also got A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig, and this one is like a fantasy mystery sort of situation. So again, with the fantasy, don't know how I'm feeling, but I feel like this is more like mystery leaning possibly. So I feel like this was a little something different to throw on this stack, but I have had my eye on this and I am really wanting to pick this up. So I don't really think I'm gonna go with either one of these right this moment today, but I definitely do think that I am probably going to go with one of these. So I feel like looking at these, I think I'm leaning more towards Bourbon and Secret. So I think this would be the one that I pick up tonight, and then if I have time, maybe I will start this one tonight as well. But like I said, it's currently 6:15 p.m. so yeah, I just don't really know. I'm really hoping that City of Souls and Sinners is not putting me back in a slump, because that would really actually piss me off. So that is where I'm at. I'm gonna carry around this stack of books with me and hopefully something brings me some inspiration. I was in here, I was going through my shelves, looking through them, and I was like, I feel like there's too much on here that I've read already. I know, like what a problem to have, me reading all the books I own, what a problem. But I just felt like nothing was really sticking out to me or calling my name. So I think I'm gonna start with these two and see how I do with these, and then we will reevaluate. So back to the cramming. I can finally go. Hopefully I can, you know, get in the cramming mood. So Bourbon and Secrets, let's get into it. Hello, good morning. So it is September 28th, which means that there are 3 days left in this month. And over the past 3 days, I have not been doing a very good job of cramming. So I woke up this morning, I doom scrolled a little bit, and now it's 8:30 a.m. and I'm ready to do some reading. I'm feeling like I'm in a reading mood. So I did not update you guys last night before going to bed. So I did make it pretty far into Bourbon and Secrets. So I made it to chapter 21. So I am, okay, just kidding. I'm on chapter 22 and I am 54% into the book. So I am over halfway into the book. So I definitely see myself finishing this very, very soon. And then after that, I think I'm gonna go into People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. And then after that, we will reassess. I am not trying to pick up City of Souls and Sinners at all today. I don't think that is the move unless a little bit later I'm feeling like maybe I want a fantasy read. And if nothing in this stack that I talked to you guys about yesterday is calling to me as far as like fantasy, then I will see about returning to City of Souls and Sinners, but I don't have any plans to return to that until tomorrow. So I do have a really big documentation day at work tomorrow, I think. So I think that that'll be a really good audiobook to listen to while I am working tomorrow. So that is my goal for that book, because I definitely want to get that finished before the month is over, but just sitting around the house reading it doesn't really seem like the vibe. So I'm going to go set up in the living room and hopefully finish Bourbon and Secrets, and then I will be taking People Watching with me so I can go ahead and start that next, and I will update you guys once I have finished Bourbon and Secrets. I just finished Bourbon and Secrets by Victoria Wilder, and I think I'm gonna rate this book 4 stars. So this book follows Faye, who is like a private investigator type situation, but she's also a burlesque dancer, and that's like her main cover, but she also like helps private investigate, obviously. And then we're also following Lincoln, and he is one of the Fox brothers, and we're following all 3 Fox brothers in this like series. And so Faye ends up coming to town 5 years after Lincoln runs her out because she was involved in a cover-up of something, and he found her on the night, and she tried to blackmail him, and he told her to like get out of town. And so now she is back. A case that she was working on has now brought her back to this town. They see each other again. They are having like animosity towards each other because he's like, what are you doing back here? Like, I told you to leave. And she's like, okay, well, I'm only here for a little bit and then I'll be gone. And then of course, like during that time, they fall in love and whatnot. And then of course, this is like a romantic suspense. So there is like an underlying plot of some like corruption that is going on. And with Faye's private investigating situation, she is like helping uncover this like man who is involved in this like other thing. I don't want to like spoil it or anything, but like, so it is like suspenseful because there is like, of course, like crime involved. So, but this was definitely fun. I will say, I think I liked the first one probably a little bit better than this one, but I'm definitely interested to see where we're gonna go in the third one, because I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with Hadley's dad. And since the third book follows Hadley as our main female character, I want to see like how her story is going to be affected by the things that happened in this book. But I think that these books are so fun. They are a little bit darker, so definitely make sure that like you're aware of that when going into these, but they're not like dark romances or anything like that. They just have like a little bit of darker like plots, which I am absolutely enjoying. So enjoyed this. Definitely recommend this series. If you liked Indigo Ridge, I would definitely recommend checking out this series. It kind of takes that like suspenseful turn like that book, and so does this one. So definitely recommend this series if you're looking for a romantic suspense that takes place on like not necessarily a farm, but like you know, that kind of small town vibe. So I definitely will be picking up the third book in the series. But now that I am done with that, I will be moving on to People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. So I feel like I will start this now, and I think I can probably read this in one sitting. It's like just over 300 pages. It's 329 pages. So I feel like that is a pretty quick read, and a read that I can read in one sitting. So this is where I'm going to start now, and I will update you guys probably around the 50% mark, let you guys know what this book is about and what my thoughts and feelings are on this book so far. So I have been sitting here reading People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. And this book is very heavy, but it's so fun at the same time because we are following Prue, and she is very like sunshiny. She's very like happy-go-lucky. She had this very warm upbringing, this very like wonderful family. She's an only child. Her dad runs a grocery store and her mom was a teacher, and they lived in this like small town, but unfortunately her mother has been diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. So she has been staying at home with her parents, helping her father take care of her mother. And her mother was an art teacher who loved to paint and was just very like artistic. And Prue is also a writer. She writes poems. And then we are also following Milo, and he had the complete opposite upbringing from Prue. He's got two siblings, a brother and a sister. They had a very volatile home life. It seems from the little glimpses that he's talked about his childhood, it seems like his parents were in a very like toxic relationship where they argued a lot, and their dad was quite abusive to them as children. And so Milo is kind of dealing with the ramifications of that as an adult now. He finds himself running away from anything substantial in his life, and so now he has come to this small town where his brother lives because he invoked what they call a 119, which is essentially like a SOS that they were using as kind of like their signal to be like, hey, like I really need your help, like I need you to drop everything and like come help me. And so Milo's brother is opening this brewery in this small town that Prue lives. And so with his brother invoking the 119, he comes to essentially help with the opening of the brewery, where he then meets Prue, and they start to kind of have this like friends with benefits relationship almost. Like you can tell that they're very like interested in one another, but it is one of those friends with benefits relationship where he is very experienced and she has no experience. So he is kind of like helping her experience intimacy in like a teacher-student kind of way. I don't know, but I am enjoying the writing of this. I really love Hannah Bonham Young's writing. I don't think that this story will be for everyone, especially if you're someone who doesn't really like spicy books. I don't really feel like this would be for you, but if you don't mind spice, then I definitely recommend probably checking this out. Like I said, I'm a little bit over halfway through, and this book is heavy. Like it is heavy, like the ramifications of Milo's childhood and the way that they like play on him and how he is handling relationships with not only Prue but like his family, and the way that he sort of kind of projects these parental like wants onto other adults in his life. It's really interesting to read about because it's almost as if he sees any adult that's in his life that is kind to him almost as like a replacement parent figure. And so that is definitely interesting to read about. And then of course with Prue on her and like her having to deal with her mother's early diagnosis of early onset Alzheimer's, and how she has essentially like paused her life to stay home and take care of her mother. Like she hasn't really gone off and done the things that she kind of wanted to do in her life because she has put her life on hold. And so her father is trying to really like tell her like, hey, like this is not all there is to life, and like you need to go out and like spread your wings and explore, like that kind of thing. And so she's kind of viewing Milo as a way to kind of spread her wings without going too far. And I think it's definitely interesting how their dynamic will kind of play on one another, I think, because obviously I feel like Prue will be the one to get Milo to want to settle, but Milo will also be the one that will get Prue to want to explore new things and try new things and get out of this small town that she's known her whole life. So I don't know. I'm really enjoying it so far. Like the atmosphere is fun. I will say it's not giving super fall vibes like the cover suggests, at least not to me, or maybe I just missed that, but I am having a good time. There isn't really an emphasis on the weather, so that's why I'm saying it's not really giving fall vibes, but I don't know. This is so like fun to me. Like the premise of their relationship is very fun. And I feel like that is very lighthearted for the heaviness of their past traumas and their current situations. And I feel like the way Hannah Bonham Young writes it is very like delicate in the way that it's intertwined, and the way that she can make something so heavy so lighthearted at the same time. And I'm just having a really good time. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this here soon. Like this was definitely a one sitting type of read, so I'm super excited to continue on with this. I feel like I can see myself giving this a pretty high rating. I did hear somewhere that this is a duet or a duology, so I'm wondering if their story will end in this book, or if it'll like continue, or if it'll just be like an interconnected type situation. So I don't know. I'm definitely interested to see like how it would be possible if their story does not conclude in this one book, how it would continue on in others. So I don't know, we'll see. But like I said, I'm really enjoying this. I'm about to finish this. Probably I'm gonna sit here and finish this. It's so quick and easy to read. I just really enjoy Hannah Bonham Young's writing style. So yeah, that's my update for now. I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you guys again once I have finished the book. I just finished People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. I think I'm gonna rate this book 4.25 stars. I feel like the ending felt a little rushed for me, especially with like the third act conflict. Like I feel like while Prue's feelings were completely valid, I feel like she didn't really hear Milo out, and then she just kind of forgave him like very quickly for the level of mad that she was. And I will say that I do feel like while we the reader got a lot of Milo's backstory and things involving his childhood, I feel like Prue didn't really get to see that side of him. So I feel like the relationship was a little like rushed. I don't know, I feel like they didn't really know each other on a emotional level, but I don't know, it was fun. 4.25 stars to this. I would recommend it if you're looking for something that is like quick and fun, easy to read. But now that I'm finished with this, I just have to say I love this cover. Like I feel like this is probably one of my favorite covers of this year so far. Like this is so cute. But anyways, now that I'm done with this, I am gonna pick up something else. What am I gonna pick up? That is the question. I don't know. Part of me feels like A Land So Wide is like calling my name, but also I feel like Servant of Earth might also be the way to go, but then also a little bit of me wants to read Taming 7. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go in the office and I'm gonna look and see all the things. I'll probably read the back of all of the books that I have like stacked up and see if anything is like speaking to me. And if not, then I'll try to find something else that could possibly be in the realm of what I'm wanting to read. I don't really know if I want to read another romance now that I've just finished 2 in a row. I'm feeling like maybe I might want to switch it up a little bit. So I'm gonna go in there, see what I'm feeling like, and hopefully I can find something that I will like enough to also finish today. So we'll see. It is still pretty early in the day. It's 4 o'clock, so I don't know. There's still a little bit of time if I want to read and finish something else. So we'll see. But that is my update for now. I'll let you guys know what I start when I start it. I picked up The Prison Healer. So I know this was not at all on the list of options that I had for what I thought I was going to read, but for some reason this book just really stuck out to me. It was calling my name. It said read me, so I answered the call. And this is the first book in a completed trilogy, which is really good, and it is young adult, so I feel like it is a little bit easier to kind of comprehend, and the world building isn't as complicated, or at least so far from what I can tell. It doesn't seem like it's that complicated because we're mainly taking place inside of a prison. And this does have trials, which I love in a fantasy. I'm a big trials girl when it comes to my fantasy books. I will say the only thing about this book, if I had critiques so far, it was that I wish that it was dual POV, because I just have a feeling that Jaren is important and I would love to hear from his point of view, and maybe that's something that happens like in the later books or like later in this book, but so far the POVs have only been from Kiva. So if you don't know what this book is about, this book is about this girl. Her name is Kiva. She is in this prison and she is what they call the prison healer, because that's essentially what she is. She is the healer of the prison. So if anyone is hurt or if there's any sicknesses or whatnot, they come to her, and she is essentially like the doctor of this prison while also being a prisoner. And so she is doing her job. This woman comes in that is rumored to be the rebel queen. And so she is set to face these trials, and Kiva takes it upon herself to become this woman's champion to compete the trials for her. But if Kiva dies, they both die. But if Kiva survives and she wins, then they both get to be free. My whole thing is like, we don't even know if this woman is really this like rebel queen. Like we don't even know if that's really the case, because so far Kiva has been like treating her, trying to get her from the brink of death with no luck. And that is why Kiva decides to take her place, because she feels that her sister is coming for her. Kiva has been in this prison for like 10 years at this point. I think she got there when she was like 7 and she's like now 17, and she's been living in this prison, surviving in this prison for all of these years. We don't exactly know why she was in this prison, but at the very beginning, like in the very first scene, she's like out by the river with her dad and her brother, and she had 3 siblings. She had a sister and then 2 brothers, and so her and her younger brother are out at the river with her dad, and some like guards come, and that's essentially it. Like we don't know why they come or what for or anything like that. We just know the guards come, and now she is in this prison 10 years later that she's been in since she was 7. So, but where I'm at right now, I'm just over 100 pages in. I'm on chapter 12, page 100 and hello, where are the page numbers? Page 110, and she just completed her first trial. And so obviously it did not go well, but I'm assuming since there's still around like 200 to 300 more pages, that very obviously she survives this first trial. But yeah, this first one did not go very well. So I'm definitely interested to see where things are gonna go, what the next trials are gonna be. The first trial was very simple. It was a very, very simple trial, which I was not expecting, but still deadly. So I feel like that is definitely a very interesting element. So I'm definitely definitely excited to see where the rest of this story is gonna go. And I am so curious about Jaren because he did come in. He came in as like a newer prisoner, and she did have to like heal him, like cater to him, sort of like basically like fix him up. And so he is very like suspicious to me. I feel like he is there for a reason. Like I feel like he is like secretly like a prince or something. I don't know, something crazy. But I feel like he is there undercover and that he's not really supposed to be there. But I don't know. We'll see. Those are my thoughts about 100 pages in. I'm having a good time. It's so fun so far. And it's very like quick moving. I'm really enjoying the pace we're going at. So I'm definitely going to continue reading this. I am going to see if I can try and finish this tonight. No guarantee, but yeah, I definitely feel like I can get a pretty big chunk of this read. And also too, I've had this book on my TBR forever. This book was gifted to me by my friend Steph, and she gifted this me so long ago. I literally don't even remember like what birthday this was for, but I want to say this was probably like definitely like 3 to 4 years ago when she like gifted this to me for my birthday. So I've literally had this for so long, and I'm finally getting around to reading it, and I'm so excited that I'm really enjoying it so far. So cannot wait to continue this. I'm gonna get back to reading, and I will let you guys know my thoughts and feels probably when I get to the halfway mark. I definitely wanted to give my like 100-page check-in, but yeah, so I'm gonna keep reading, and I will talk to you guys again soon. I am now just over halfway into The Prison Healer, and I will say that I feel like it is starting to slow down a little bit. Like these last 100 or so pages, I feel like has been very repetitive. I feel like the first 100 pages started out very like good with a bang. I was like really enjoying it. We got our first trial, and then you find out that the trials take place every 2 weeks. So we were literally following Kiva in the 2 weeks between trial 1 and trial 2. I think at the page that I'm on now, because I'm on page 215, which is the start of chapter 20. I think this is around when her second trial is going to start, but I had hoped that there would be less time between the trials, but I guess that makes sense like with the length of the book. But I don't know, I feel like 100 pages between trials is kind of an interesting choice. But I will say I did almost just spoil myself for the ending, because I was looking to see how many pages it was, and I saw the Rebel Queen, and I was like instantly like turn the page, because like I don't want to know. So I did not see the rest of the sentence. So I'm hoping that I can still not accidentally spoil myself for the rest of this book. But it is currently just after 8 p.m. So I will be reading for the next hour or so and seeing how much I can get read in that time. I don't particularly think that I can finish it in that time, but I think that I can maybe get like another 100 pages in, possibly. Honestly, probably not, but we'll see. So I'm hoping to maybe get to page 300 or so if I'm on page 215. So we will see how much further I can get in the next hour, but I am still enjoying this. I feel like this is a upper YA book, so I did see that this is categorized as YA, which I'm pretty sure I knew that, but I feel like it is upper because of the constant threats of sexual assault that are going on in this book. There is none on page, but just like the constant talk about the threat can be a bit much sometimes in this book, which granted I'm understanding, like they're in prison, these guards are absolutely like awful, and so like they're treating the prisoners awfully, like they have zero respect for the prisoners, since this is like a prison book. So like just go into this kind of with the expectation that the guards are definitely very like mean and ruthless, and it's just not that great of a situation. So yeah, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm having a good time. I'm hoping that I'm going to like the way that this ends out, and if I do like it, then I will probably end up ordering book number 2 and continuing on with the series. But I'm having a good time so far, and yeah, so I'm gonna stop yapping and get back to reading, and I'll let you guys know where I make it before I go to bed, and if not, then obviously I will update you guys tomorrow, which tomorrow is Monday, so I will be going back to work tomorrow. And my plan for tomorrow though is City of Souls and Sinners, so we'll see how far I get into this and then we'll reevaluate. So because I did look for the ebook from my library for this and it did have a hold on it, but I think I'm first in line for the hold, but I think I might finish this before I can get the hold, but we'll see. I don't know, but like I said, gonna get back to reading and I will update you guys again either later tonight or tomorrow. All right, I'm pausing for the night on The Prison Healer. It is just after 9 o'clock. It's currently at 9:02, or I guess 9:03 now, but I am really enjoying this book. I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more than I had anticipated that I would, and I'm so happy that this is the book that I decided to pick up. But where I'm stopping is chapter 24, which is page 265. I've read a pretty decent chunk in this book today, and yeah, all I have to say is if Tip does not live throughout the rest of this series, I am going to riot. I love him. He is my favorite character. He reminds me a lot of a younger version of Kip from the Legends of Thesmar series, except obviously Kip is like an adult, but Tip in here is like a child. And obviously I know the names so very similar, but I just feel like Tip in this book, he's so sweet, he's so funny. Like, he does not deserve to be in this prison, like, and I hate that for him. So I'm praying that he makes it through to the happy ending that I'm hoping that we get at the end of book 3, because I just fear that he needs to continue to be in the series, and if anything happens to him, I will riot. So I am about to go to bed, and yeah, I don't know, I'm just so happy that I picked this book up. I want to continue reading this, of course, but I, for one, need to go to bed because it's 9 o'clock and I have to get up and go to work in the morning. But two, I do also have kind of a busier day tomorrow. I'm thinking I have a big homework day tomorrow too, so I don't really know how much reading I'm gonna be able to get done. I think if I listen to audiobooks tomorrow, I should be able to get a lot of reading done, but I don't know. I'm hoping that I don't have to like run around a lot tomorrow, so we'll see. But I had such a good reading today. This is the best day of cramming that I've had this entire vlog, so I'm hoping the momentum continues over the next 2 days, because there are still 2 days left in this vlog. So tomorrow, Monday, and then Tuesday will be the last day. So I'm hoping to at least finish The Prison Healer and at least City of Souls and Sinners. Those are like the 2 books that I'm hoping to at least finish. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can finish more than that, but we'll see. But this book and City of Souls and Sinners are definitely like the top 2 on my radar of what I want to finish before I end out this vlog, because then I would like to have both of them finished before the end of the month. So anyways, I'm gonna go to bed now and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hello, happy Monday. I have some reading updates and I'm excited about them because I was able to make some progress in City of Souls and Sinners today. Now, did I make as much progress as I would have liked? Not necessarily, but progress is still progress, and I'm hoping that I can finish The Prison Healer tonight and then read some more of this. But that is being pretty optimistic because I do have a video that I need to film and edit so I can get it up tomorrow. So, and that is, but that shouldn't take me too terribly long because that will just be my October TBR. So that should take me maybe like an hour or 2 probably if I like start to finish, film, and edit. I'm thinking it'll probably take me around 2 hours if I had to guess, because it'll probably take me around 30-ish minutes to film and then an hour and a half probably to edit the video, maybe. I don't know, but that might just be me being like optimistic. But as far as City, Souls, and Sinners, so I'm now on chapter 27, which is page 312. So just under halfway. So I am making some pretty good progress in this. I'm hoping that I will finish this before the month is over, but obviously I will let you guys know tomorrow if that is the case. But I'm going to try my best to get as much of this read as I can. I'll probably listen to the audiobook while I'm doing the rough cut of my TBR video once I filmed that. So that is the plan regarding this. I did not read any more of The Prison Healer since I last talked to you guys last night, but my library hold did come through, so I do now have the ebook as well. So if I don't end up finishing finishing that tonight, then I definitely will be finishing it tomorrow. So that's my update. I'm going to pause here so that way I can go film my video and then work on editing. I will need to eat dinner and everything. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, but I will keep you guys updated, of course, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, so I have read a couple more chapters in City of Souls and Sinners. I have since filmed my video, edited my video, and it's exporting to upload right now. I've taken my shower in my pajamas. I'm ready to go to bed in the next like hour and a half. So in that time, I'm going to do some reading. So like I mentioned, I did get a little bit further into City of Souls and Sinners. I'm now on chapter 29, which is page 331, but I think that's where I'm putting this down for the night, unless I happen to finish The Prison Healer before the next hour and a half before it's time for me to go to bed. So this is what I am going to be reading tonight. I'll be switching to this, and I'm hoping to finish this tonight. And if I do, and I still have a little bit of time, then I will switch back to City of Souls and Sinners. So I am definitely closer to halfway in this. So I'm hoping that I can finish this tomorrow, but we will see. But as far as this, I'm gonna go ahead and get back into this. I'm super excited to dive back in, and I am on page 265. So I have just over 100 pages left, probably closer to 140-ish pages. So just under 150 pages left in this. So I'm hoping to finish this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get reading and stop talking, and I will update you guys once I have finished The Prison Healer, or if I go to bed, whichever comes first. I have a feeling that I need to start recording. So I'm about to record my reaction to like the very end. So I think I'm not quite done with the chapter, but I'm on page 392, and I think there's at least 1 to 2 more chapters left. So I feel like we're about to get a big reveal right now. So I'm gonna record my reaction from this until the end. So let's get it. Please hold. I need to let Navy outside. Okay, we're back. Oh my goodness, I have to read that again. So Tilda, ending do go crazy, because what do you mean? Yeah, that's how I feel too. This was so good. I had a feeling, right? Like I kind of had a feeling, like I kind of sort of had a feeling, but still, it was still so good. Even though this was like kind of predictable, which I mean, granted, it is like a YA fantasy series, and I feel like a lot of YA fantasy series are kind of predictable, especially to me now being like the reader that I am. But this was still so good, and it was so fun. I think I'm gonna rate this book 4 stars. Like it was so fun, and like the ending was so good, because you're telling me she knew. Like I was thinking like, oh, you know, I don't even know, but like, and like Tilda, getting the reveal of who Tilda really is, like literally, Oh my goodness. That was so good. That was so good. Literally, I'm about to order book 2, like as soon as I hang up with y'all, because literally that was so good. Yeah, no, I'm definitely, which I did grab book 2 from my library. I was able to grab the ebook and the audiobook because it was no line and the library had like 60 or 70 copies and like nobody was like borrowing it. So I'm definitely sat. I don't think I'm going to obviously start it next. I think I will probably end up starting it as my first book of October because I do really want to finish this before the month is over. So it is after 9 o'clock now. So I'm about to go to bed. It's almost 9:30, so I ended up staying up a little bit later than I originally had wanted to or planned, but I'm getting ready to go to bed now so I can get ready to go to work in the morning. But tomorrow my main goal will be on City of Souls and Sinners, and fingers crossed I can come to you tomorrow and say, hey guys, I finished it. But we'll see. We'll see. That's my hope. But yes, read this. It was so good. I really enjoyed this. I cannot wait to pick up book 2. So yeah, that's my update for now. Another book read. So excited about that. 1 day left in the month, 1 day left in this vlog. And with that, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Happy September 30th. It is the last day of this vlog. I am now home from work. I have been reading. I've been reading a majority of the day. I was trying to make sure that like I was listening to my audiobook as much as possible today. And so with that, I've made some pretty good progress in City of Souls and Sinners. So I'm now around page 505, which is in chapter 51. I did end up stopping in the middle of the chapter because I was listening to the audiobook on the way home. And so I'm somewhere in the middle of that. But I feel like I maybe can finish the rest of this tonight. Do I think it'll take me until it's time for me to go to bed? Absolutely. But am I about to listen to the audiobook for the rest of the evening until I go to bed? Absolutely. Because I want to finish this book today before the end of the month. So I'm going to stop yapping to you guys and get to reading. So I have finished City of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards. It is 10 o'clock. I'm about to go to bed, but I feel like I'm probably gonna rate this book 3 stars, maybe 3.25. I'm probably gonna have to sleep on it, but I feel like probably a 3 star. I did not like this one the way that I liked the first one. I feel like this book was entirely too long. I feel like we got so much fluff and barely any plot, and the plot that we did get, I feel like it wasn't really for the betterment of our characters. Honestly, I feel like I just was kind of confused as to why we were doing what we were doing. Like, obviously it was continuing from the first book, but I feel like a lot of stuff in here could have been cut out. But I am going to continue with the series because I do enjoy being in this world with these characters. I think it's so fun, and I do love urban fantasy, and especially like recently, like I feel like I've really been gravitating towards like urban fantasies, and I feel like this is really scratching the itch for me. I did not love this one per se, but I'm hoping for better luck with the 3rd book. I did go ahead and order it so that way that can come. I will say that Loren is kind of growing on me a little bit more. She's a little bit less annoying than she was in the first book, so love that. But I figured I would go ahead and give that update on this book, let you guys know that I finished it. I met my goal of finishing this book before the month was over, so I will be going to put this book on my book stack. And if you're curious as to what the book stack ended up looking like, I will throw up a picture here now, but you can follow me on Instagram if you want. The link is always in the description. I don't post super often, but I do at least post my book stacks every month, or at least I try to anyway. But yeah, so that is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all my social media linked in the description. If you have made it to this point in the video, leave a spider emoji for the cover of City of Souls and Sinners. And thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.